Are the Democrats underestimating the Tea Party movement?
I don't know. I think it would be a mistake. I think what we should say is those Tea Partiers, 20% of them, by the way, say they'd vote for Democrats if there were no Tea Party candidates on the ballot. Those, in their purest form, the Tea Partiers are saying, I've been let down by big business and big government. I've been let down because the big banks were bailed out, but nobody helped me. And the government that bailed them out, they're doing fine. They all have a job, make their mortgage payments, have health care, send their kids to college. I want reform in both. But the funders of the Tea Party movement tend to be pretty far-right extremists who want, their goal is to destroy the power of government to mediate the power of corporations. And I don't really think that is a sustainable position. My advice for the Democrats is don't play games. Make this about the American people. Tell them what we need to do and what you would do about it, and ask them if they really think you're more likely to do it than your opponent. I think we should just play it straight.
Also forced to play defense was Ken Buck, the Republican running for Senate in Colorado, after supporting legislation that declares a fertilized egg has the same rights as you and I have. His Democratic opponent, Michael Bennet, came out swinging with this searing attack ad.
As a doctor, I try to protect the health of women. That's what I do. That's why I'm very disturbed by Ken Buck. Ken Buck would ban common forms of birth control. And Ken Buck wants to make abortion illegal, even in cases of rape and incest. But that should be a woman's decision, not a politician's. As far as I'm concerned, Ken Buck is just too extreme for Colorado.
Since originally supporting the birth control pills are murder legislation, Ken Buck has changed his position. Sort of. Quoting the Denver Post this week, during the primary, Ken Buck, said he supported the measure. Last weekend, his campaign said he would vote against it because he doesn't believe in banning birth control. Then on Monday, he said at a Jewish voters forum that he's not taking a position on the amendment at all. So it's Ken Buck flip-flopping, falling over backwards, running from his record, not sure what his new record should be. This is what it looks like when Democrats are on offense. This is what it looks like when Democrats commit politics. This is what happens when Democrats try to win. Sometimes it works. This year's anti-Democrat common wisdom is bullpucky.
Well, former President Bill Clinton hitting the campaign trail a bit over the weekend, crisscrossing the Northeast, really, stumping for Democrats in 3 states. Look at this.
And, of course, they got the Wrestling Federation lady in Connecticut and the witchcraft lady in Delaware. And I tell you, so far, they've gathered up about everybody for this Tea Party but the Mad Hatter, and Alice in Wonderland will give it to them, I think.
You know, I've been involved in politics and public life in one way or another for 4 decades. And during those 40 years, our country has voted 10 times for president. Democrats won only 3 of those times, and the man who won 2 of those elections is with us today. Tremendous progress during the 90s under a Democratic president, with a flourishing economy and our leadership for peace and security respected around the world. Just think how much more progress we could have made over the past 40 years if we'd had a Democratic president. Think about the lost opportunities of these past 7 years on the environment and the economy, on health care and civil rights, on education, foreign policy, and the Supreme Court. Imagine how far we could have come, how much we could have achieved if we had just had a Democrat in the White House. We cannot let this moment slip away. We have come too far and accomplished too much. Now, the journey ahead will not be easy. Some will say we can't do it. that it's too hard, we're just not up to the task. But for as long as America has existed, it has been the American way to reject can't-do claims and to choose instead to stretch the boundaries of the possible through hard work, determination, and a pioneering spirit. This election is a turning point election, and it is critical that we all understand what our choice really is. Will we go forward together, or will we stall and slip backwards?
The choices you make in politics are like the choices you make in life. You look at the facts as best you can, and you make the best available choice.